Hello, this is Rajat here from StartupFrat, and today I have a very interesting exercise for you, okay? An exercise for you. What I want you to do is, if you are already in business or if you are wanting to be in business and you're thinking about, hey man, who is it that's going to buy my products and services, who is it that's going to give me their attention, their time, etc., then I want you to do this exercise. Think about who it is that your ideal customer is, and think about what happens to them in their day. Okay, what happens when they wake up? Is that the time that they're thinking about you? Chances are they're not. They wake up and maybe they go to the bathroom or something. Okay, maybe they carry their phone with them, right? They do their Facebooking, WhatsApping, check their email, whatever it is. They come out, they want to go for breakfast. They have their kids to drop to school or something, and throughout their time, they're probably listening to an audio book or probably playing some music in the car while they're going to office. In the office, they get caught up with colleagues, etc. They do their tea breaks, they do their work, lunch break, etc., etc., etc. Okay, it's millions of different things that they do during the day without ever probably thinking about you or your product. Okay, many of them will probably do if they have a pain which is a pain that is kind of acute enough, right? A pain that is loud enough. So we're going to go into that in just about a second. Okay, but 99.9% of the time, a customer is so busy going through life that they are never going to have an opportunity to think about you or to think about your product. Okay, and a lot of people think that because I have such a special product, the moment I tell a customer about my product, or the moment they see my ad, the moment they see my hoarding, the moment they see me, hear about me or something, they're going to be drawn to buy my product. Okay, and the answer is no. The answer is no. Okay, that doesn't happen like that, because today not only are you fighting with 100 of the old world distractions, which is all of the traffic and dropping the kids to school and gossip at office and all of those used to exist even 100 years back, but you're battling with a host of new world distractions as well. You have the constant WhatsApping, emailing, Facebooking going on. People don't even pay attention to their own kids. They're just so busy in their smartphones, right? And then the emails from office and work from home and Zoom calls and things like that. So all of these things are commanding your customers' attention 24/7. How do you stand out? How do you grab their attention? Okay, that's what we're going to talk about today. So imagine that your customer is sitting in a train, okay, and this train is going at 100 kilometers per hour or whatever, right? And they look out of the window and they see a little banner which is about your business. Okay, what are they going to do? Are they going to take the pain to stop the train, get out of the train and go visit you or something? Okay, even if that banner has a phone number, are they really going to take the phone out and take down your number or something like that? The chances are no. There's hundreds of things that are passing by your customers' eyes every single day, and it is too much of trouble to actually take the phone out and do something about it. Make a call, write down the web address or something like that, right? Now, what would you need to do in order to not be that speck outside the window among hundreds of different things that are happening outside the window, but actually be the guy who's selling the tea inside the train, the guy who's selling the tea inside the train? Okay, you would give anything to be the guy inside the train who's selling the tea. Okay, does everybody in the train buy the guy's tea? The answer is no, everybody doesn't, but he sure as hell has 1,000 times more chance to actually sell to that particular customer than being a speck outside the window. Okay, so let me talk to you about how this process works in the mind of the customer. And it was actually written down by a guy called Elias back in 1898. Okay, before India gained independence, these American fellows were actually getting into the mind of the customer and re-engineering and figuring out how a customer used to think. So what they did was they said that imagine your sale is over here. Okay, this is your sale hanging, this is your box, this is your product, this is your sale. Okay, this is your sale. Okay, now in order to get this above the ground, you're going to have a few things. Okay, you're going to have, let us say, a customer who's convinced. Okay, I'll say CC, a customer who's convinced, okay, that he needs something to solve a problem, and that thing is essentially your product. Okay, now by this sale I don't mean a discount sale, I mean a sale, which means a sell job, right? Or let me just change that to a purchase. Okay, purchase, so that we don't confuse ourselves. Purchase. Okay, I'm sorry if my handwriting is a little sometimes I write too small for the camera. Okay, sorry about that, just bear with me. Okay, purchase. Okay, that's a purchase. Now you have a committed customer or a convinced customer who's gotten out of home because they have a pain that is painful enough that they say, today I have to solve it. Okay, today I'm going to get out of home and actually solve this thing for me. Okay, maybe they ran out of cash and then they took their debit card and they said, the first thing I need to do today before I drop my kids to school is actually go to the ATM and get some cash, because without cash I'm finished, right? So they, that's the kind of customer who says, today the first thing is that I want to do this. Or even if they've been feeling that pain for a little while, the moment they see your message, your ad, get a call from you or something like that, get a message from you, they say, okay, I got to do this. Okay, I got to do this. That is a committed customer. Now committed customer by themselves, okay, will not make your business viable. So assuming that you have enough number of committed customers over here, that this thing is able to hold up the sale. Okay, that is how businesses used to work in the old times. So what they would do is they would place themselves, this thing is called placement based demand. They would place themselves in a position where enough number of committed customers are passing by every day, so that even if they get their 3 to 5 customers a day, their whole business becomes viable. Okay, that's how they used to do this, do business in the old days. So they would do things like put up an office, okay, in the middle of the number one commercial area in town, let's say MG Road or whatever in town, the number one commercial area. That would guarantee that enough number of convinced or committed customers would pass by their shop every day and would make enough number of purchases so that the whole business became viable. Okay, but in today's time this won't work. In today's time this won't work because not only are you competing with other competitors, who are in the similar product, you're competing with competitors who may not be in the similar product, but who have access to your customers' money. Okay, who have access to your customers' money. So what about the money that your customer has? Okay, every person has limited amount of money to spend in a month because they have a salary, they have a budget or whatever it is, right? They have limited amount of money that they want to spend in a month. Now, if your product is important, interesting, etc., imagine it's like some new kind of boot polish, okay, that's gonna make old 10-year-old shoes look like brand new shoes, and you once polish your shoes, you won't need to polish them for 3 months or something, like a Teflon based shoe polish or something like that, right? That is great, but there's thousands of other things that the customer is spending on, like movie tickets, like things that come to them via Amazon ads, things that come to them via Facebook ads, stuff for the kids, stuff for the house. The actual product, you're not competing with only other boot polish companies. You're competing with literally every other company who has access to that customer's money. So what do? You need to figure out how to get more customers who may not be convinced that they need your product immediately, and then have a predictable model of convincing them. Okay, predictable model of convincing them. Okay, so a lot of times I say that don't be in the business of convincing customers, and now I'm saying convince the unconvinced customers, but I'll just show you how that balance is played. Okay, I'll just show you how that balance is played. So now you have a customer who doesn't have a pain, but they have a desire. Okay, who don't have a pain, but they do have a desire. So they do want to, let me just change all of this stuff so it gets into perspective. Let us say enough number of convinced customers is a large block. Okay, and then this is convinced. Okay, this is desire. Okay, there are people, imagine you're in the boot polish business. Now there are people who really like to look good, dress well. They have a desire that they should be the best dressed person in the room. Okay, they have a desire that they should wear nice suits. You see a lot of people in India wearing nice suits, even though they may live in towns which are not so cold, right? they're not like Shimla and all that, even like Delhi up north, which can get quite cold in December and January. You see them living in towns which are not quite cold, but they still like to wear nice suits. Why do they do that? Because they have a desire to look good. They have a desire to look a certain way. Okay, this is the kind of customer who doesn't have a pain. They probably already have like a household help to actually clean their shoes, or they maybe polish their shoes every day, and it's not a great pain for them, but they have a desire to look good. So now if you send them a message that says, using my Teflon based shoe polish, your shoes are going to be spanking clean, even 10-year-old shoes are going to look like brand new, then they're going to be more likely to actually get convinced by that message and make a purchase. Okay, the only difference is that desire by itself is not directly convertible into a purchase. Okay, the message may hit the customer's mind and they may think about it once or twice, and then they may do some research around it, right? Then you have customers who have merely an interest. Customers who have merely an interest, okay, in looking good. They don't have a desire. There's something that they think about once in a while. They only dress well for certain shadi functions, or they only dress well when they're going out for a party or something like that. Okay, otherwise they're like, okay, I don't care about it. Okay, they merely have an interest. Okay, now there's a different message you're going to give to them, which is, if you do go out to parties and if you go out to weddings, how do you feel when you're fully dressed and at that time you realize that your shoes are not polished for last 3 months because you don't like to wear them every day, you don't like to dress well every day, right? So how do you feel when you're all dressed in your nice clothes, you're wearing your your best clothes probably in a lighter color, and then you have to handle boot polish, okay? And wouldn't it be great if you could polish your shoes once and then literally forget about them, just like you had that ad, right? Fill it, shut it, forget it, right? That whole new petrol additive ad that used to come in the 80s. Okay, fill it, shut it, forget it. So this is how we do this. Okay, so this is something called interest. Okay, they merely have an interest. They have an interest, but they're not really somebody who actually dress very well all the time. Then you have customers who are nowhere around, okay, but what you can do is you can grab their attention. They're not going to buy immediately, they're not going to buy in 6 months, but you just want to throw out a message over there saying that you exist. Okay, so the thing stays in their mind, and whenever they do come across your brand, whenever they do actually go to the mall and they find your product on the shelf, they might recall, okay, I think I saw this thing sometime. Okay, it's like $1,000 or it's like $500. Let's do it, let's get it, right? So you have this thing called attention, interest, desire, and commitment. Okay, it's attention, interest, desire, and commitment. This model was founded by an American guy in 1898. So these guys were basically reverse engineering the process in their customer's mind before we got our independence from the British, right? So imagine what these guys are up to, right? Attention, interest, desire, and commitment, okay, or conviction. Now what happens is, in the old times there were enough number of convinced customers that would pass by, because there were not a whole lot of brands, there was not a whole lot of options for people to buy, there was not a whole lot of activity going on in the economy, because the economy was still growing. Today the economy is glutted. Not only is the economy glutted, the economy is oversupplied with literally everything, from qualified professionals. If you have a doctor, lawyer, engineer, architect's degree, there are hundreds of thousands of private colleges that are dishing out these degrees just for the right fee, right? So you're oversupplied in this market. If you have any kind of a service, you're oversupplied in this market, because the internet has made it cheaper and available, more and more easier and more available. These services more available to the average consumer. So for them, it's just a huge shopping mall, and they're not even sure they want to shop. It's just a huge shopping mall in front of them every day. So what you got to do is you got to get out of this mentality of saying, okay, I'm going to find enough number of convinced customers. What if you don't? Okay, so you got to go play by the rules, which says, what if you don't find enough number of convinced customers on a daily basis to make your business viable? What are you going to do? What you're going to do, my friend, is you're going to build a process which gets an interested customer to buy your product, which gets a customer that is desirous of buying something in your niche to buy your product, and a convinced customer who has a pain that needs to be solved right now to buy your product. And then what you're going to do is you're going to build something called databases of customers whose attention you've got. okay, whose attention you've got. It doesn't matter whether they wear shoes or not, whether they wear clothes or not, it doesn't matter any of that. As long as they're human and they are over 18 years old, or they have their own credit card, they have their own purchasing power. Even 12-year-olds today have purchasing power through their cell phones and all of that. Okay, you're going to build these databases as big as possible, as wide as possible, as much as you can within the budgets that you have. Okay, all of this is a pay to play game. This attention is a pay to play game. Okay, this attention is a pay to play game, because you could be doing product demonstrations, shooting YouTube videos, building the best website in the world, but without traffic, which is without people actually watching that stuff, okay, that thing is not going to connect. Okay, and if you want people to actually show up, you got to pay somebody to bring them over. Okay, so it's, whether you pay Google, Facebook, you pay a newspaper vendor to use your pamphlet, you pay a telemarketing agency, you pay an SMS marketing agency, whatever it is, you're going to, as much as your budget allows you, you're going to build these huge databases of people who have seen you at least once, okay, who have seen you at least once, because the next time they see you, wherever they see you, in a physical shopping mall or on the internet or whatever, they're going to drop down to one of these three. Okay, it's the second touch that's important. The first touch actually doesn't really get customers. Okay, in marketing there's an adage that says the first touch doesn't really get customers. You're just warming up the wheels, you're just oiling the wheels. It's only when they see you the second time that they'll say okay, and they will drop either to the interest or the desirous or the committed stage. Okay, and at that point you need to have a process that actually brings them through all of these stages all the way to a purchase. Okay, today if you're not playing this game, this weight alone is not enough to pull purchases. Okay, that is what marketing strategy is all about. Again, I didn't invent it, the Americans invented it before the turn of the last century. Okay, so this is how it works. Now if you're part of our startup hangout, and if actually building a marketing strategy, or what we call an express highway into your product system, into a super mall that is owned and operated by you, where all the products are delivered by you. Okay, if you're interested in any of this, then what you need to do is you need to check out our anniversary offer that we are giving for our Facebook Leads Forever program. Okay, it is a program which is available only to the Academy members, but on the commemoration of crossing 15,000 people, we are doing a limited promo where we are promoting this product. We are actually buying this for you 90%, which means you only pay 10%. Okay, you only pay 10%. Okay, so we are getting it for you. We are allowing you to have access to it. It's an academy program. It's one of the academy programs, which means people who are not in the launch program or in the autopilot, any of those programs, they don't ever get access to it. Okay, what does the Facebook Leads Forever? The Facebook Leads Forever is about how you can garner attention, how you can keep customer attention, and how you can multiply customer attention all the way to a sale using free tools. Okay, what is one of the free tools that we are using right now? Facebook group. It's a free tool, anybody can set it up, and with the right kind of tools and techniques, you can actually get people to come and join your Facebook group, where you can actually talk to them, let them get acquainted with you, and at a certain point you can actually promote your products. Okay, now I have been doing it since April of this year. During the lockdown I started doing this, and see, this community has become 15,000 plus people. So what I would like to do is, on the commemoration of crossing 15,000 plus people, I would like you to have access to this. I am going to stop these promos because I put this out in the group, and then the group has organic reach, so people who don't actively like and comment on the post, they never get to see this. Okay, but I'm actually going to put some money behind it so everybody gets to see it. And then towards the end of this week, I am going to stop this promo because it's not fair to the to the people who don't take action fast, and it's not fair to the people who actually are in the academy program, who have paid premium to be in it. So where can you find it? You go to this link called StartupFrat.club. StartupFrat.club/FLFO. Okay, StartupFrat.club/FLFO. This product retails at 3,400 rupees, and you get a 90% off on it only till the end of this week, after which I'm going to stop the promos. Okay, so if you want in, just hit that link and get yourself your subscription, and we have a bonus with it, which means you get a seat at our next 5-day workshop, which is retailing for It's going to happen later in December. I don't know the dates yet, but I'll let you know. It's going to happen sometime between the 20th and the 25th, between the 19th and the 24th. Okay, the StartupFrat workshop is a 5-day workshop where we teach you all about how to build and launch your startup. Okay, that's 5 days live with you and me. The tickets retail for 2,300 rupees. And even if you are in the hangout, if you're watching this in the hangout offer will be 650 rupees. Okay, now if you're part of the StartupFrat.club FLFO, which means if you're part of the Facebook Leads Forever program, by then you will get a free seat at that challenge, which is what all Academy people do. Okay, so just this time I'm going to give you a free seat, which is worth 650 bucks, even if you're in the hangout. Okay, I'm just going to give it to you for this December free. So you get a 650 rupee bonus, which is actually worth 2,300 bucks. That's the promo price, and you end up paying only 10% for the Facebook Leads Forever. It's all about how I used free sources, free techniques to start building this group back in April. Okay, start building this group back in April. Okay, so I hope you like this video, and I hope we see you in the Facebook Leads Forever program, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye-bye.